My boobs just started feeling like boobs that belonged to me maybe like 3 weeks ago. Before, it felt like my body and breasts. They didn't feel like mine. And I know that kind of makes no sense because technically they aren't mine. Nice. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little bit different. It's hella different because I bet you guys weren't expecting to come over my channel and see this video. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here for a while, this is probably not a very common video for you guys. There was no prelude, there was no introduction. We're just gonna go right into today's video. So over 4 months ago, so I wanna, over like a little over 4 months, 4 months and a week. Gotta be able to see myself. 4 months and a week ago, I got breast augmentation surgery, and we're gonna be talking about that today. So I'm gonna jump right into the details because when I have watched videos like this, these are questions that I wanted to know right up front. So I went with saline implants, and they are under the muscle. They are high profile and they're round, and I have 415 cc's. So now we can get into the video. So I've already told you guys the size. I tried to wear something so that you guys could see. I'm pretty sure you guys have no problem seeing because they're there. I have like a little outline in my book as well because I didn't want to like ramble. So first things first, why did I get breast augmentation surgery? For me personally, I love my body. I think my body is amazing. It's my body and I love it. Growing up, I didn't have any problems with my boobs. This is not one of those stories where like I've always been small chested in high school and people would tease me. Nobody teased me in high school. Everybody I knew had small boobs. It was high school, we were children. I didn't know anybody in high school that had big boobs. It was pretty normal for us to, maybe it was back in my day, we all looked like kids back then, so I don't know. But I've always had like, I didn't have a problem with my boobs. Like just put that out there. I loved my boobs before, like, and I love them now, and I've just been comfortable with them my whole life. As I've been getting older and older, my body's been changing. I'm working out a lot more, and so I'm getting like curvier, I feel, and my boobs are not moving, and that's the problem. I always felt kind of like my upper body isn't balanced with the rest of my body, so I basically got them just to balance out. I'm also glad that I didn't get my boobs done in my 20s. I've seen so many people get boobs done at like 20, 21, 19. I'm not judging anybody, of course. It's your body. You can do anything you want with it. I'm not shaming anybody. For me personally, Lauren, I am just glad that I didn't, because in my early 20s, I was a 32B. My body didn't finish developing up until maybe 5 years ago. So I was 32B for years, my whole life. And then I want to say when I was 26, I became a 32C. So if I had done my boobs earlier, I would have been kicking myself in the throat because they would have been just like not what I wanted. They would have been too big. Also, if I had done them in my early 20s, I would have to be redoing them right about now because my body went through so many changes, and it's proper that you have to, like, it's recommended to like redo them or something like that every 10 years. So the earlier you get them done is the sooner, like the more updates you're gonna have to go with them. So I'm just glad that I was rocking with my body up until now. I am older than like, to me, I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm older than most people who get their boobs done. And so I'm not like a young girl telling people to go get their boobs done. I'm an older woman that's aging and, you know, wanna, you know, like how you have a computer and you gotta like update it or something. I don't know if that was a good example. Okay, so I'm gonna start with when I decided to get them done and how I picked the date and everything. So the first time I never really considered getting my boobs done. In my early 20s, I dated this guy who kept telling me that I should get my boobs done, but I didn't have a problem with my boobs, so I didn't get them done. 5 years ago, my husband and I went for another consultation when I was thinking about getting them done again, when I just started working out and I was doing intermittent fasting. I'd cut meat out and I was losing a shit ton of weight. I went to go and talk to a doctor, and I really, really liked him. It just wasn't the time. It wasn't like the right time to get them done for me for several different reasons. So I had gotten the consultation, really liked the doctor, but just didn't feel it. Didn't feel like that was a time. Then last year, for my birthday, I decided, okay, you know, I want to get them as a birthday gift to myself. So I did get them as a birthday gift for myself. I paid for them with my own money. Just want to throw that out there. My husband did not pay for them, but that was important. It was important for me to pay for them myself. I don't know, take that how you want it. So last year, December, I decided I was gonna get my boobs done. I had met with a doctor that was recommended to me. So a friend recommended him to me, and I went for a consultation with him in the October. I think it was like the early October. I went for a consultation, spoke with him, tried on sizes, saw what I want. So I didn't know what I wanted versus CCs or anything like that. I knew I was gonna get my boobs done. I didn't do the hella YouTube research like a lot of people did. I didn't watch a ton of videos watching girls and seeing how many CCs they got. I didn't really want to be influenced by other people's choices. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted them to look like. And so I went with what I knew I wanted. So I went in, like I said, I didn't have any ideas on the numbers. I just know that I wanted a little bit more. And I'll show you guys a picture of what my boobs look like. I mean, if you guys are following me on Instagram, you knew what my breasts looked like post-surgery, pre-surgery. There was nothing wrong with my boobs. They were just like smaller for my body type, but I loved them. They weren't sagging or anything. Most of the time I didn't wear a bra or anything like that. So I went in, they needed to see if I would need if I was a good candidate for saline, because I knew I didn't want to get gel or silicone. I knew I didn't want that. I knew I wanted saline. That's what I wanted. So, and everybody has their own personal reasons for why they want things. I wanted the option that if something were to happen with them, that it is an ingredient, it's something that my body could like digest. And with saline, if it were to get punctured, my body would just ingest it and that would be the end of it. So when we went in, I brought him a ton of pictures of what I wanted. No, lies. I brought him a ton of pictures of what I didn't want, because I didn't really see a lot of boobs, because this has been something that I've been thinking about for like the past 4 years. But it's like every time I want to do it, I see somebody else gets it done and I hate it. And so that was the reason why, because if you guys watch my vlog, you would have heard me mention it many times before that I wanted to get them done, but I keep seeing people with them and I just don't like it. I didn't want to have I know this sounds like terrible, but I didn't want Instagram boobs. I didn't want for you to look at my body and the first thing you saw were my breasts. I didn't want my breasts to distract from my body, because like I said, I think my body is, I love it. I would rather have no boobs and a body than my boobs be the focus and then I have no body. And I'm not even sure if that made sense, but take what you want from it. So I brought a ton of pictures of boobs that I didn't want. I didn't want them too big. I didn't want the watermelons. I didn't want them to have like the squeezing together the cleavage. I wanted them to have a space between them. I wanted them to be, I wanted people to look at me and not know whether I had a boob job or not. So the two people that I saw whose boobs that I was madly in love with was Kourtney Kardashian and Sarah Arshkarf. I can't say her last name and I'm not gonna butcher it. She had a boob job and I thought her boobs are just like perfect. Her boobs are exactly what I wanted, and I'll show you a picture of Sarah and Kourtney right here. So that's what I wanted. So in December, I decided that I was gonna do it. I made the date, and so how I picked the date is pretty messy. Not messy, but you guys know I follow the number 7. The number 7 is very big in my life, and by the time this video goes up, I think, or right around that time, I'll be celebrating 7 years of marriage this year. I just wanted to drop that in there. My 7th year anniversary is coming up. 70 is a very big number for me. I was born at 7 months. A lot of things happen in accordance with the number 7. Also, not to be superstitious, but I'm currently editing this video right now, and today is the 17th of June, again with the number 7. So I was just like, all right, well, I need to have 3 7s on my surgery day. So I wanted to get my surgery done on a Friday. So it had to be on a Friday and there had to be a 7. So I pulled out my calendar. This is like the first week of December, right? So I pulled out my calendar and I'm looking and I realized that February 7th falls on a Friday. So I'm like, perfect. I scheduled my surgery for February 7th, Friday at 7 a.m. And the place that I was getting my surgery done was 7 minutes away. So I had my 3 7s. So I was like, this is perfect. Everything is in accordance, and this is gonna work out just fine because my 3 7s are aligned. I know everybody has what they believe in, and that's just me. I'm superstitious with the number 7, and I wanted there to be 3 7s, and I had my 3 7s. So I'm not gonna go into much detail about the surgery itself because I have another video. I have like a video. I'm gonna do a video with like all the footage that I've, not really like a journal, but like thrown together so that you guys can see like the different steps that I went through with the whole thing. So the morning of my surgery, I got up hella early. My husband drove me to the surgery place. So the thing, I think if you've watched any other YouTube video, you'll know that. So I'm not gonna get into too much details. You'll know that you cannot be alone. You're going to need somebody to take care of you. Okay, so I'm in the hospital gown, and I have my special socks and my paper underwear. My husband's in the corner, and the Valium is kicking in. So I'm just waiting now.
Okay, why don't you just go to sleep?
I'm just patiently waiting now. I'm afraid of needles. So this is gonna be, are you gonna be there when they're putting a needle in my head?
No.
Why?
Because you're going to be in the surgery room. I'm not going to be able to come in there.
When I was getting my foot surgery, you were there for like...
Yeah, we'll see.
Because I'm afraid of the needle.
Mm.
I'm gonna ask them if you can be beside me because I'm afraid of needles. I don't like needles.
Okay.
Do you like my socks? Hmm?
Yeah.
They're Christmas socks, you know? I have my husband, and he's been through this before. Like, this is not my first surgery. It's my first cosmetic procedure, but it's not my first surgery. Sorry, dying. So I went there to the surgery place. I had my socks and my open hoodie and everything like that. We got into the surgery place. I took a Valium before to relax me, just so that I wasn't like nervous. They came in. They did a pregnancy test, right?
Yeah.
So they do a pregnancy test. So if you've ever had any surgery, any kind of surgery at all, they always do a pregnancy test. Like, if I've done 3 surgeries and they literally do a pregnancy test just to make sure that you're not pregnant. So we did a pregnancy test. Then they asked me a bunch of questions. They always ask you before, like the anesthesiologist will call you the night before, ask you if you have any allergies. For me, I'm allergic to shellfish, but so is my doctor, so it worked out fine. So we went in, she put the needle thing in my vein. I don't remember, but it's like a tube. Oh, well, I'm sorry. It's like a tube that they put in to put your drip in or whatever. IV, yeah, the thing to put the IV in. So she puts that in me. Anybody knows me knows I'm terrified of needles, and blood scares the fuck out of me. I don't like blood, and I don't like needles. I know it makes no sense because I'm a woman and I have a bunch of tattoos and piercings, but we're not going to talk about that. That's not the point. So we did that, and I don't really remember much. I remember when it was time to go to the surgery, I got up, and it was very, very woozy. Like, I felt like the room just wasn't making any sense anymore. My husband was going a different direction. This is like my last memory, but he was like foggy. He was going that way, and I was walking to the surgery place. He was going that way, and I was going that way, and I was like, where are you going? I don't remember what he said to me. Did you respond to me when I asked you where you were going?
I don't think so. I think I just left.
Sounds about right. So yeah, he went that way, and then I went to the surgery room. It's extremely bright in there, and it's just hella intimidating. And I remember going in, and I sat down on the surgery bed, and I looked to my left, and there were like knives, just like knives and like sharp objects. And I look at my thing here, and there was like blood coming through the little tube. And again, I'm terrified of blood, right? So I saw it, and I remember just feeling this really uncomfortable feeling, like I was gonna throw up, literally. So I looked to the girl, and I'm like, is that blood? And she's like, oh, don't look at that. She said don't look at that, and she had her hand on something, and she was like injecting or putting something into some tube. I was out like a light immediately. I know a lot of people say once they put the anesthesia thing or whatever in the IV, it takes a couple seconds. No, I literally asked her what that was, if that was blood, and she said don't look at that, and I was out. There was no, like, when I got my surgery on my feet, there was a delay before I fell asleep. I felt that delay. When I had gotten like my my teeth. They had to cut my jaw here. Who cares? There was a delay. There was no delay here. I was out cold. That is my last memory. Yes. So the next memory I had was of me waking up on, I remember waking up like Saturday night and asking for water. And I remember just feeling like something was sitting on my chest. I don't know if it was Saturday night, to be honest, but I just know it was night. And then I went back, and then the next time I woke up and I was like fully conscious of what was going on was Sunday. So for the entire Friday, my surgery was very early in the morning. I don't remember anything that happened Friday. I don't remember being conscious. I don't remember anything. I've watched a lot of other videos after with girls after the surgery, and they were up and they were talking and they remember. I don't remember anything that happened Friday. I don't remember anything that happened Saturday. My next memory was Sunday. So I can't tell you what happened after I went in that surgery room to Sunday morning. I've never had anesthesia knock me the fuck out like that. Like, I don't remember. When I had surgery done on my feet, I remember leaving the hospital like a little woozy and a little in pain. And I remember being at home and having my legs propped up. And when the anesthesia wore off, I remember feeling a pain so bad that I remember just crying and asking my husband to just like call the doctor, I'm dying. That was for my foot surgery. I didn't experience it with this. When I woke up on Sunday, my dog was by my foot. Like, he was right by me. He hadn't left me the whole time because I feel like he could sense that something was wrong with me. So he was there, because I don't remember anything that happened before Sunday. So you can go ahead.
There wasn't much. It wasn't like your other surgery where you were awake and not responding to food. You were basically sleeping. You would just wake up, take your medicine, and go back to sleep.
What medicine? You were giving me medicine?
Yeah, the Valium to help you sleep.
But I didn't take much of the painkillers.
No, you didn't take much of the painkillers. Mainly just the Valium.
I took the Valium and the antibiotic, and
so I think you only had like pain maybe the first couple of days, and then after like a week it was more soreness pain.
Yeah. Was I in like really bad pain the first couple of days?
Not as much as your foot surgery.
Yeah, my foot surgery was worse. Because I've gotten questions from people, they're like, what was the pain like? Of all the procedures I've done, this was the least painful. Like, I've had period cramps worse than the pain I felt after my boob job. Yeah, I couldn't move my arms for a hot minute. Thank you. So on a scale of 1 to 10 pain wise, my pain tolerance is really, really high, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. And like I said, I don't remember anything that happened between. But he said I wasn't in that much pain. I wasn't really there. So my foot surgery was horrible though. That was. So for the first couple of days, I wore like a boob band, and this went here. I'm gonna actually take my cardigan off because I'm gonna show you guys my scar. So I wore this on top of my boobs. This, damn. So this is what you wear, and you wear it here just to keep them down. Yeah, so, and that's all I wore. I didn't get a bra or anything. I just wore this. My incision happened under my arm. It didn't happen under my boob or by the nipple, so it was under my arm. So it's like a really small line, and there was like a little piece of tape. There wasn't, it almost, the incision was so small, it almost felt like where is it? There was no bleeding, there was no needing to dress anything. It was just a little strip of like bandage, and my stitches were dissolvable, so there was nothing to remove. It was like, it seemed like a really simple surgery. I'm gonna try and show you guys. So this is what my underarms look like. I just shaved them today. They aren't shaved the best. I don't know if you should be able to see it. So he cut along the line that was already there. So if you look right here, this is where my line is. Oh, here we go, it's right there. So he cut right there and put the implant in, and on this side, this one I feel like is a little bit worse. This is darker than this one. They're also not in the exact same spot because I think he was just looking for natural lines to cut on. This one's closer to here, and this one's more like, they're probably identical. I don't fucking know. I don't have a problem with them. I'm kind of glad that he went under my arm because I didn't want to like damage. Not like it really matters, but I just didn't want anything here. So I know going underarm was just like the perfect option for me. and you cannot really see. Maybe you can. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. So we're gonna talk about like basically the things that I feel like none of these videos ever really talk about. If you guys want pictures and stuff like that, like of how big they were after, I can show you guys. But so pre-surgery, I totally prepped for my surgery based on my foot surgery. So because I had done 2 surgeries before, I was going into my boob job as a surgery. I wasn't looking at it as, oh, I'm getting my boobs done. I'm looking at it as a major surgery that I have to recover and prepare my body for, which is a perfect way to look at it, because your healing time will be a lot better. I feel like because of how I prepared for my surgery is one of the reasons why I haven't been sick all of this year, even with a virus out. And guys, let me tell you, I got my surgery at the perfect time. The perfect time, because right when I did my surgery and then I did all my checkups and I was in the clear, the country shut down. California shut down. And it was right after I was in the clear and I didn't need to go to the doctor for like a month for my checkups. Like my weekly checkups were done. I had done my 1 month and I was clear. And then they shut down the week after. It was perfect. The timing could not have been better. And then the gyms shut down and they froze my gym membership, so I wasn't paying for it because they froze it, which is perfect because I couldn't go to the gym. Everything just worked out perfect with the timing. My 3 7s, okay? So pre-surgery, I had a boob shower. So you know like how you have like a baby shower? I figured, well, some people were having babies and I was getting boobs. So I wanted to have like a boob shower. I invited my friends. I had like a registry, you know, like how you have like a baby shower registry. I had a registry. The registry was more for shits and giggles. It wasn't supposed to be anything that anybody was supposed to be taken serious. I was just doing the registry to fuck about. And I was actually gonna buy everything on the registry, but I wanted it to feel like it was a baby shower, but for my twins, AKA my boobs. All my friends bought something on the registry. My friend Shanique bought like 3 different items on there. And I'm like, guys, you don't have to buy anything. It's not that, it's just for fucking around. And everybody bought something. And I don't know, I just wanted to mention that. Like, it was a big deal. I sent out invitations and everything, and I'll show you what the invite looked like. Before my surgery, I lost weight. I was losing weight before for my birthday in December, so everything coincided. So I got into really good shape before the surgery because I knew after the surgery I was not gonna work out. So I lost a bit of weight. Some people noticed that I was losing a shit ton of weight. Not everybody noticed, because I've had a few people message me and they were like, what's going on with your butt? It's disappearing, you're getting too skinny. But I was actually preparing for my surgery. I was losing weight because I knew that after surgery, I wasn't gonna be able to work out and I might gain weight. And it worked out because then Corona happened and I gained weight anyway. So I went back to my normal weight. So I started to do that. Then I started to take turmeric shots. In January, I started taking turmeric shots every single day. Turmeric is so good for you. It's so good for you. Turmeric has so many benefits. So I started taking turmeric shots. The day before my surgery, I went and I bought a bunch of fresh juices because I knew I was not gonna have an appetite. I got almond turmeric milk. Almond is really, really good as well. You can look up the benefits when you've had a surgery or anything like that. Almond turmeric is really good for not just filling you up as like a meal replacement, because it's gentle on your stomach. It heals anything that's happening, any cuts or anything like that, including aloe vera. So aloe vera water, aloe vera juice, really, really good if you've had a surgery. So I stacked my fridges with those. I made sure I had my turmeric shots and I had those every morning. My husband bought like a bunch of peaches because peaches is really good for constipation. That's something that not a lot of people talk about. The anesthesia will constipate you. And you take anesthesia, like after you come off anesthesia and you take the painkillers, you will get so constipated and it's just like a whole other stress. So I knew going into this surgery that I wasn't really gonna take the painkillers. I knew that I would rather deal with the pain than take the painkillers and be constipated, because all the bad things that happened in my last surgery was not gonna happen in this one. So that was like all the stuff I bought. I bought grapes, prunes. For the first 3 days, was it for the first 3 days?
For what?
That I didn't eat anything?
Yeah, pretty much the first couple days you didn't eat that much.
So the first 3 days I did not have an appetite. I didn't really eat. I would just get up and drink water because I was flushing the anesthesia out of my body. I would just get up, have the almond turmeric milk. I barely drank much of that for the first I don't remember the first 2 days, but maybe like on Sunday. So I had the almond turmeric milk. I drank the aloe vera water, just like sending the anesthesia out of my body, because they put this stuff in you to knock you the fuck out, and it can affect you in like, you know, it just depends on the person. So I did a lot of that just to flush my system. I didn't really eat, and I still have so much of the painkiller that they prescribed to me left, because I did not touch it. I mainly took the Valium. I took the Valium a lot because it's like a muscle relaxer and it kind of makes you kind of sleepy. So I took that, but I didn't fuck with the painkillers because I did not want to get constipated. I didn't want to have any reactions like I did last time. The last time I remember taking the painkillers after I did my foot surgery, and I would just throw up. I could not afford to throw up this time because your chest muscles, I know some people have described it's like you've worked like a really heavy day at the gym. It wasn't like that. It wasn't, for me, it was way worse than it wasn't painful, it was annoying. I felt like there was an elephant sitting on top of me. I couldn't breathe properly. I couldn't really shout. I couldn't laugh. I felt it here. When I had to get up out of my bed, my husband had to help me to get up. I couldn't. You realize after just how many things you need your chest muscles for. Getting up, turning, talking, laughing. All these things I never realized that I needed my chest muscles for. All those activities felt uncomfortable. So I got into shape before. My diet, your diet predicts healing more than you think. So that's why I say make sure that you focus on your diet after any surgery, whether it be cosmetic or not. Your diet is super important. You want to make sure that you're drinking a lot of water. You want to make sure that you're putting natural whole stuff into your body, because you just underwent a surgery and you're putting something in your body. Well, I'm putting something in my body that's not naturally there, right? So I made sure to do that because the results may differ for different reasons. I could get the same surgery from the same doctor and somebody else go there and they don't have the same results, and it's so personal. Surgery is so personal. So I was making sure that I did everything on my end so that my results could be good. I wanted to make sure that I was healthy and that I was doing right by my body, if that makes any sense. So my must-have after was turmeric, aloe vera, water, and I had a lot of charcoal infused drinks. When my dog had chocolate and he got like food, like poisoning from the chocolate, they gave him like charcoal in the water, because charcoal gathers up like things that are not like good for the body and kind of sends it out. So I had a lot of charcoal infused waters and drinks. I did that. And like I said, I got a lot of peaches and stuff like that. So ideally, after going in and showing my doctor what I wanted, I had wanted 375 cc's. And after our surgery, I came out with 415 cc's. So on my little card, you get a little card. Everybody who gets their boobs done get a card, because they might not have like a record of you doing your surgery. So that card is for you to keep on you at all times. My card said I got 380 cc's filled up, like the bag, the implant, whatever, filled up to 415. So I know people are gonna ask how much it costs. I feel like the cost differs, and I'm not gonna tell you like what is a good price and what not, or what I paid, because it differs for everybody, right? But what I can say is that it just depends on what you need to get. Some people will need to get like a breast lift and then their implants. I did not need a breast lift. So that is gonna add to the price as well. Are you a good candidate for saline? Will you know what I mean? All of those things differ. Personally, I feel like, and I live in California as well, so that's another part. I feel like a good boob job shouldn't cost under $5,000. That's just how I feel. When you work out everything that goes into it, this is somebody who has spent so much years going to school to practice this. You're gonna wanna go to somebody that has at least 10 years under their belt, maybe 15. My doctor has been doing this for more years than I've been alive. So I think he has like 25 years under his belt. That's not more years than I've been alive. I'm a fucking liar. But I think he has 25 years under his belt. And so I wanted somebody that was super experienced, that they need to be board certified. Are they going to be operating at a hospital, or do they have their own surgery center? Do they have the license to perform in their own office? Because that's a different license that you're going to require. The anesthesiologist, the nurse, all of that comes into play. So when you put all those costs together for it to be worthwhile for this doctor, I don't think it should cost under $5,000. I think a good boob job is going to start at $5,000 and it can keep going. A good ballpark figure for me personally, I knew would have been between $5,000 and $12,000. I wasn't gonna pay less than that, and I wasn't gonna pay more than that. So If you guys live in San Jose and you want to go to the doctor that I went to, you can reach out to me and ask me, but this is not a plug for the doctor, and this is, yeah, that's not what it's about. Also, some other things. So I wanted to talk about things that I did not know until after I got my boobs done, because I feel like that's like information that anybody can ask. So the first thing is, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I think I've said at the beginning of the video that I'm glad I waited until my 30s to get my boobs done, because my body has done so much changing over the years that if I had gotten it pre, I would have been fucked. Also, they always recommend that if you're gonna have a baby, you wanna wait until after you have the baby, because your breasts might change and all of that area, just, you don't know having a baby dramatically changes your body. I knew that I wanted to get my breasts done now, because I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids. I don't want to sit down and waste my time wondering if this is gonna happen. Kids are expensive and I can't afford kids, so like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to afford kids. So I decided to get my boobs done, but it is what it is. Most people I know who have kids and they had their boobs done, they had to redo them after. That's something to think about. So let's see, the next thing, a week after my boobs are done, so I went to the doctor for a checkup. Like, I did it the Friday and then I went the Monday. I felt like I had gotten hit by a truck. Like, I was okay in the house, but when I had to get up out of my bed and go to the doctor, and I still hadn't taken a shower, because you can't take a shower for like, I don't think I took my first shower for like a week, and I had to have help. And when I came out of the shower and I started shivering and the muscles here started working with the shivers, I was crying. Wait, no, I wasn't. Was I crying? No, I'm a bad bitch, I don't cry. But like, when I came out of the shower and I started shivering right here, it was so painful. My husband had to like wrap a second towel over me and like hug me. I felt like I was gonna die. It was just like this, like the muscles were just working and they just weren't in any position to be working. So shivering hurts. Just, that's also one thing. But like a week later, my back got extremely itchy. I don't know how many of you saw that I was like buying like itching cream. My back was itching to the point where I thought something was wrong with me. I thought it might have been because I was sleeping on my back, and I'm not used to sleeping on my back. I thought I was having some allergic reaction to like the bed or something, like, you know, like bed sore or something like that. It was just so itchy. I was just itching the life out of my back. I had to use like a stick and ask my husband to scratch my back because I couldn't raise my arms, right? So I had to have him scratch my back, and I had like welts and everything back there, and I wasn't really taking the painkillers. I wasn't taking the painkillers past the third day. I think I took maybe 2 painkillers the whole time, and that was it. I didn't really take, and I took half of one. I didn't take a whole one because, like I said, I didn't want what happened to me the first time. So when I was doing my research, basically what it was said is when you go to do the surgery, when your surgery is like the nerve endings, the nerves and stuff in your body, they're being woken back up. And so they're coming back to life. Things that, like, because I couldn't feel, my boobs were a little bit numb for a while. The nipples were like, I feel like, I don't even remember if they were numb, but I have all of that in like my vlog updates that I will post after this. But they said basically the itching is from the nerve endings coming back. And so you're getting itchy because everything is like coming back to life. I'm not sure, but that I remember reading something like that, but I was so itchy, you guys. I was using everything until I finally bought baby powder, and that was the only thing that kind of helped with the itching. No itch cream was helping me. I had to buy baby powder. So that's that. Underwear. Okay, something I never thought about even like until like later. You want to make sure that you have cotton underwear, not thongs. You don't want a thong. You're going to your surgery that day, do not wear a thong. Because I wore a thong. It wasn't cotton. Not like I had any issues after, but the antibiotic that they give you sometimes can give you a yeast infection. And remember, you can't shower for like a couple days. And I was sleeping for the first 2 days, right? I don't need to get into the details with that, but just trust me. You want to buy cotton underwear. You want to buy those granny panties. Your vagina wants to breathe. Just that's all I'm gonna say about that. We're not even gonna we're not gonna talk about that anymore. Okay. Another thing I didn't know is that I had no idea. So going into it, I had no idea that my boobs were gonna start off up here. I had no idea. I remember like the Sunday I woke up and my husband was like, "They look really good. You want to see them?" Because I remember looking down on my sweatshirt and I didn't want to see them because I knew they were gonna be bigger than I wanted. So I didn't want to see them and be like, "What the fuck is this?" So I didn't want to look at them. I didn't look at them all day Sunday. I didn't look at my boobs until Monday. When I remember looking at them on Monday, I was like, what the fuck is this? They're not just big, they look like boxes. So they start off as squares and they were up here, okay? They were not flattering. I thought when you got your boobs done that it was just gonna be perfect right away, or like a couple days they were gonna be swollen and the swelling goes down and they look like boobs. That was the impression that I was under. Girl, they started out like squares. They were up here. They were up here. This is where they were. They were here for a very long time. Okay, I wanted to drag them out of my chest. So I did not know that. The next thing is, I didn't know I wouldn't be able to raise my arms. So I couldn't, my arms could go like here. And this side was mobile quicker than this side because I'm right-handed. So I use my right hands a lot. Even this boob has been dropping better than this one. That's the next thing I didn't know. I did the surgery on a Friday and I was under the impression that I could go to work on Monday. That was the impression that I was under. I wasn't functioning for like a week. I needed 2 weeks, right?
Probably one though.
Yeah, like I wasn't really up to functioning level for, I would say, 2 weeks. So for people who think that they can do the surgery on Friday and go, well, some people can. I take that back because I've watched videos with girls where they had this surgery and in the morning and by the afternoon they were feeding themselves and they were sitting up. I can't even remember what happened on Friday. So everybody's different, right? I did not know that they would need time to drop, right? I did not know that they wouldn't fully settle for a year, because a lot of times when girls get their boobs done, the first thing they do, like what I've seen, or you know, not everybody, but what based on what I've seen, is they'll usually get their boobs done and then they'll post a picture on Instagram and they'll wear like a V-cut and then they'll have these 2 watermelons, and I would just be like, what the fuck is that? But that's because it didn't drop. I knew nothing about the drop time. I did not know that your like implants need time to drop. Doctors call it drop and fluff. So they're gonna drop and then they're gonna fluff. I did not know anything about that. Had no idea. So for the first, I'm 4 months, last weekend was made 4 months. And the first 3 months, I was just getting annoyed with my breasts. I was just like, what is this? Why do they look like this? Why do they look like watermelons? This is not what I wanted. I didn't want watermelons. Like, and I was supposed to go to Carnival in Jamaica because they were just nowhere near ready to be in a Carnival bra. They were hella watermelon looking, okay? And I wasn't gonna be able to jump. So everything happens for a reason. I didn't know that there was gonna be a risk for stretch marks. I didn't get any, but I bought bio oil and I've been using bio oil every single day on my boobs since I had them done. I use it in the morning and in the evening to prevent stretch mark. I've also been using it under my underarms to help with the scar. I'm not as diligent under my arms like I am my boobs. To be honest, I think I've used it under my underarms like maybe twice. If I was doing it more better, like more better. If I was doing it like I was my boobs, the scar on my underarm probably wouldn't look that prominent, but I haven't been doing it. Another thing I did not know about, and if you guys want me to do a video separately on this, I can, but I won't talk about it in this video. I did not know anything about post-surgery depression. I had never heard of it. I never saw any videos on it. I didn't know shit about it. I didn't know it was a thing, but it is a very real thing, and I suffered from that. And like I said, I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but if people are interested in it, I will make a separate video on it. What else? So my boobs right now, like I said, they are 4 months. They are not finished dropping. Typically when you get your boobs done, your doctor will have you wear like a surgical bra. I did not wear a bra the entire time. I think I just started wearing a bra like a month ago. I did not wear a bra because my doctor said that my boobs were not dropping. He said that I was gonna need the full time to drop. He said that my muscles were extremely tight and like they were just not dropping. My body was just holding on to the implant up here for dear life. So he didn't want me to wear a bra because he wanted them to kind of like start dropping. So I didn't wear a bra for a very long time. And throughout that time, my nipples were very, very sensitive. I remember like the sweatshirt would touch it and I would just get super irritated. They were very, very sensitive. My boobs just started feeling like boobs that belonged to me maybe like 3 weeks ago. Before they felt like, it felt like my body and breasts. They didn't feel like mine. And I know that kind of makes no sense because technically they aren't mine. Before I got my boobs done, I would always see people with like boobs and I'd think, oh, she has fake boobs. Now that I have my boobs, my camera could not have chosen to shut off automatically at a more inappropriate time. So basically what I was saying is I used to look at like girls with fake boobs and think, oh, fake boobs. But now that I have got my boobs done, they're not like fake boobs to me. They are literally like my boobs with like something inside of it. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like, oh, well, they still feel like my breasts. I mean, obviously they are, but it doesn't feel as foreign as I thought they would feel. It just feels like I've got something inside my boobs that are enhancing it. Like it literally feels like I'm wearing an inside bra, if that makes any sense. So I wanted to like kind of put that out there to kind of explain the taboo behind it. Also, when I just got them done, I'll try to show you guys a series of pictures here with dates on them. I was really, really worried that they were super big and that people were going to notice. But I realized that I was posting pictures and nobody was really noticing it. Like I was just like, every picture I would post, I would scroll through the comments to see if anybody would notice. Because the last thing I wanted was like massive watermelon boobs. I did not want obvious watermelon breasts. I was like, that is not what I want. I just want something a little additional for my body type. I didn't want it to be extravagant. But overall, I mean, this is something that I've been thinking about for years, but I knew that I didn't want to do it then. I knew I was going to do it now. You know, I feel like if you want to add or take away or change something about your body, then you should. It's your body. You shouldn't do something because people are telling you to do it. You shouldn't do it because it's trendy. Do things when you want to and do things because you want to. This was a conscious decision that I made on my own. This wasn't even something that my husband wanted me to do because he had no problem with my smaller boobs. As a matter of fact, a lot of guys I talk to say they prefer girls with smaller boobs than girls with boobs. But like I said, I'm doing this for me. And this is something that I want to look in the mirror and like me for me. You know what I mean? And I don't think having my boobs done is going to make me less me. I'm still me 100%. So I just wanted to add that. I do believe that if there's something that you want to do, if you can afford it, then shit, do it. If you want it to be dramatic, do it. If you want it to be minimal, do it. Do whatever you want. Ask questions down below. I might not have answered a damn thing in this video. I will be doing a vlog kind of style video where I was updating monthly. I'll do another one and I'll do a question and answer video. So you can ask the questions down below and I'll also post it to my Instagram and then I'll do that into a third video just in case there's any personal or any questions that you guys want to ask me specifically that I did not answer in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think they're too big on my body type or do you think they're fine for my body type? I don't know what you guys think. We'll talk more in my next video because like a whole lot of footage got wiped because I was just sitting down talking to the camera for a long ass time and I had no idea that I had stopped recording. So yeah, bye.